My name is Justice Jackson. I am from the Inland Empire. I currently live in Los Angeles. Before I was doing the show, I was just working my 9-to-5 job, but I would still do my own podcast hosting events, or I'd be doing modeling, background music videos, all this other types of shit. And as I was like progressively getting better, you know, like getting more booked for different things and whatever the case may be, I was just kind of like, damn, like I'm ready to just do this, like solely put all my energy into my creativity, into my artistry, into my self-development and things of that nature. So as I was like embodying that and practicing that, you know, manifestation and receiving things in abundance and changing my mindset and all this other shit, I got this random text message that was like, hey, we're casting for One More Chance. You know, everyone's welcome to pull up, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I'm at work when I got the text. So I'm looking at it. I was like, yeah, I have to leave early, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. So I did, and I pulled up, and, you know, I'm there, I'm looking at all the women. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what even is going on? I'm like, Chance. When I heard Chance, I thought Chance the Rapper, but I'm like, Chance the Rapper is married. His brother is gay. So I'm like, Chance who? But mind you, like, I know of Chance, like, come on, One More Chance, all that shit. But it's not clicking for me because I'm not even a reality TV type of individual, nor let alone do I really watch TV like that. I'm not even having any idea that Zeus is this huge Black-owned network and, like, you know, really looking at everything. So I'm just like, okay. As I was going in for me, myself, I was like, well, honestly, I don't really know what exactly is going on, but I know that this can be an opportunity for me to network. This can be an opportunity for me to meet new people, spread my name, show my face, whatever the case may be. So I was actually talking to the host, Janisha. I had actually had a one-on-one conversation with her in regards to hosting and, you know, just doing things of that nature. And in my mind, I would just tell myself before I actually went to the audition, I was like, all I can do is be myself. That's literally all I'm about to do. And if, you know, they fuck with it, cool. If not, whatever the case may be. And that's just, it is what it's going to be. So after the audition, I left. I didn't leave thinking like, you know, oh my God, I hope they pick me. I really want to be on this show. Like, I didn't think of it. If anything, I was more so wrapped upon like the idea of like it being a dating show. And before me actually telling everyone, like, I had 2 partners at the time. My partners were like, well, are you going to date them? And I was like, well, if they want to, like, cool. If it goes that way, then it goes that way. Do that, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's how that all came about. It was one random text message.
I think it was like when you first walked in, you was just like swagged out. We were looking like, yeah, she gonna be cool. Like she came in like herself. Like you could see everybody else was trying.
Yeah, like
I don't want to say they were doing too much, but you were just being yourself. And
I was just gonna be myself. Yeah, because the way I looked at it, after the show, I actually had a lot of anxiety, just in regards to how I represented myself. How did I represent other Black women, young Black girls, like all types, you know? And I think what eventually like got me through, again, excuse my cat being.
No, you're fine. It's okay.
As I was going through like the process of like, you know, trying to help myself with my anxiety and everything that I was feeling, I had to realize like, it doesn't matter what the fuck I could wrap my head around overthinking of, oh, I should have came in, you know, with my a lace front. I should have came with my titties up and pricked and some booty shorts on. I had all these thoughts, but I'm like, at the end of the day, I could have came top notch, you know what I'm saying? And still got it on, you know what I mean? So like an example could merely be Yummy, fine as fuck. That's like the main character, you know what I'm saying? Shorty bomb and shit. But yet she getting her whole, you know, narrative is now to be played out that she's some type of hoe or she's this promiscuous woman or whatever this shit may be. So I'm like, at the end of the day, it don't matter what any of I got to say. And that's what the real truth is. So that's why I was just like, cool, I'm chilling. You see me laughing every episode.
But you mentioned something. You said something about the narrative. That's something that we're going to ask later. But yeah, I just want to make sure that we bring that up if that's okay.
Oh, yes. Come on, because we can talk about it. I have time. Yes.
Can you just explain for the ones who don't know anything about the show?
Yeah.
What really the show was?
Yeah. So One More Chance was a dating show on Zeus Network. It is now the #1 streaming. Yes. Woo! Yeah.
Hey.
We did that. But
really?
Yeah, it was just pretty much your typical reality TV dating show. But I think what makes that the #1 streaming show on Zeus Network, no one's doing it right now. We haven't had reality TV since we've had reality TV. Once the Claremont twin sisters happened, that was rap. Everyone was like, oh, because you guys are not realizing it's reality TV, and it's not necessarily so that it's scripted, but the way that the cookie crumbles, you guys are still in control of how that fumbling.
Exactly.
And these are real people with real emotions and real, which is why me being on there, Zeus knew, don't play with me. Look,
right.
I'll work with you guys, I'll show up, I'll do my shit, but any of that other shit, no, because I'm not here to have fake drama. I don't have fake beef, which I'm real. Like, I am real sensitive. So like,
exactly.
Nah, I don't do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just no time for that, honestly. It's just doing the most.
Listen, if you can, there's time for it in your world, in your reality. You can make time for that. You can be on all that type of shit. Right. I'm for it. You know, if you want to fight, fight. You want to argue, do all that. But I know with me though, leave me alone. I'll be cooling for a reason. I don't, because if I put my energy in that, like, it's up and it's stuck.
So another question that I wanted to ask you was, you already went over how you found out about it. You got a call. So you were already living out in Cali when you got the call?
Okay. Yeah, I'm originally from California. Yeah. So I was already out doing my thing out here. I'm trying to think. I was going to say, did I move to LA before that? No, that was after. I got casted for that after I had moved to Los Angeles. So that was really big for me just because I was living in the IE, which is like, with no traffic, a 45-minute drive, but like with traffic, it can be up to an hour or two. So getting booked and constantly having to drive to LA on top of like driving to Pasadena to go to my job and all this other shit, I was just like, I need to be local so that I can minimize all this extra shit, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what I mean by like extra shit is when you are modeling, acting, or whatever, hell, even going for an interview, imagine driving 2 hours and doing the most. Oh, that's a no, we don't want to.
Right.
Like that. Now I'm stuck on that part, like not being casted. I'm just pissed off that I did all this to get here, but I know it's for something. So
the time, the gas, the energy,
period. all of that.
Yeah, for sure. I had another question. So when you guys were auditioning and stuff, and you finally made it, the cuts, I should say, walking into that house, describe that feeling that you felt when you walked in, like with the other girls.
Honestly, walking in to everything, it was like, for me, it was the van. It was just being in the van with everyone. It was hot as not only is it hot as but now everyone's in the van and they're fucking complaining about how hot it is. One thing about me, I do not like to complain. Right. I would much rather live my day without complaining, because for me, I'm like solution, like what's next? This is happening. How do we, move past it? So just hearing everyone whining and shit. Then on top of that, like, let's not forget what the real reality is here, like COVID. So I'm looking at everybody and I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but when my body temperature, if it fluctuates too fast, like my allergies start to go off. So I'm like, I'm feeling my shit and just all types of. So I was just like, okay, but as far as like women and judging everyone's character, I was cooling. I didn't get any like anything, because I also was really keeping to myself too on some shit. So I wasn't really peeping the scene or whatever. But yeah, that's just really how that was. I wasn't.
Did you already know anybody?
Yes, I knew one kinda, or her real name.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Yes. We work together. Yes, that's my girl. I love her to death. Yeah. A couple other women I ran into for just seeing at different castings and stuff like that. But she was the only one that I actually like knew on a personal level.
Yeah, that was a question that we wondered, because when we watched the reunion, which we'll get to later, we were like, wait, so so-and-so knew each other? Like,
yes, that's my dog.
I was like, this is a sham. They played us. But no, another question I had was, so from the time you guys arrived in the house to when you were introducing yourself to Chance and Mike and them, to us, it looked like y'all just walked in and y'all just showed up and y'all told them who y'all are. But how long did it take for that whole process? Like, did they...
the process from the van just to even walk up to the door was like 2 hours itself of like, run it back. All right, we need to get this, we need to get that. But the walking into the house and like going to like the rooms, that was actually very natural. Like that's what it was. Granted, of course, like the walk in and like, okay, let's do it, and getting like B-roll and stuff like that. Everything was really natural. They were like, okay, boom, we got that. Everyone upstairs. Like, let's go. You go upstairs. They did, like, okay, we want this here, this here. That's how, if there were too many people in one room, they wanted to spread it out. So it was kind of like that.
Okay. So that's what I wondered, because I know it takes a little while to edit everything and then make it look like it's, like a few
like
seconds
it
long.
flows. Yeah, it's like,
but
I think that was reality.
That you saw during the auditions that you remember?
Well, the auditions were actually closed off, so like we were all be out there and things, but when you actually go and do your thing, it may be like a couple of people with you in there, I think, at the time. But it wasn't really anything that was too crazy. Shit, I would just say my own audition was crazy because I never thought I would eat air coochie on fucking TV. So for me, I was like, oh my God, my mom,
right.
fuck, and yeah, but there was, I don't know.
Yeah,
from what I saw,
funny.
what I watched, it was pretty lit. I see.
That's funny. So something else I wanted to ask was, what were you all allowed to do? Like the parameters as far as if you were able to go somewhere, like in the house when you guys weren't filming, or was it a constant filming all the time?
It wasn't necessarily constant. Like it was, but it wasn't. But you weren't able to leave the set. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go here and just go home and go. Nah, you weren't able to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it'd be like that, but it kind of threw me off because they said Jamba Juice. But I'm like,
oh well, yeah, that's like before we had actually even pulled up. Like we were pulling up to the house, and then we were like, okay, let's go stop at Jamba Juice and get some shit or whatever. Yeah, because we were early. Yeah, we were arriving early and all types of shit. So it was all part of the process. I'm telling people.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to tell him Zeus was slick. I said,
yeah, I was just about to say they just slipped that in there and made it look like.
That's how you do it. That's reality TV, though.
And look, you're kind of in the back agreeing with you, like,
right? Please, I can't. I numbed it out already.
So, how did it feel to stay in a house full of strangers, like, especially during a pancake? Like,
during a pancake, it's a panoramic, right?
For real.
Honestly, I am a sociable. Like, it's weird. I'm a sociable person, but I'm also not necessarily standoffish. I just be cool and like, if you want to come fuck with me, like come fuck with me, talk. You know what I'm saying? But I was cooling. I was reading the room. It felt like a lot of them actually had already known each other, like whether that was from run-ons or like just being in the industry or whatever the fuck. So like everyone was kind of set. But I knew for me personally, I didn't really fit in with everyone else, which is something I'm used to. I guess you can say I've always been different. So it's just like, okay, everyone's doing their thing, whatever it is. You know, some people may be on their phone. I'm not someone where I just want to be on my phone. Like I want to interact. I want to talk. So shit, I was really in the corner reading a book on some shit. And then if people want to talk, like I would sit and have conversation, whether that be like whether we were eating or something. But being in a house full of strangers is nothing new to me because I lived in the dorms for about a good 2 years. So
okay,
I'm used to that. Yeah.
Because I know me, I'll be hiding my stuff.
Oh yeah. See, honestly, I will say I'm a go-go individual where I don't even be thinking like, oh, someone's gonna steal my shit, because I usually have my shit on me. But in that sense of like, yeah, if bitches is weird or no, because I can't allow myself to think like that because I know nobody will leave this house. It'll be a whole kidnapping. Like, what? My shit in this shit? No. Shut everything down. No one leaves nowhere.
Exactly.
I know, like you said, you kind of stuck to yourself in the house and whatnot, but did you develop any other relationships with anybody besides, one kind of? And after the show, are you still do you have any relationships with anybody still?
Yeah, I think when I was there, like I said, I would have good conversations. Like with Yodella, I would have conversations with her and like grandmama. We'd be having cool ass conversation. Cheeks, her and I had cool ass conversation. Yummy, we exchanged words like a couple of times. Games, we just be in the same space. We didn't really talk too much. Let alone, whatever. Plastica and Karen, I fucked with them from the beginning. I was the one that told them like it's shot o'clock, and they were like shot o'clock. I was like, yes, exactly.
Yeah, they seem funny, man.
Yeah, no, they're a ball. I literally love their whole existence. They're literally the life of the party. Like they're the ones who need their own spinoff, if we're being honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely Plastica. She was quick with them comebacks.
Don't play honey. Okay, bitch. Because look, they're literally need their own show. I can't stress that shit enough. Who else is there? Roly Poly, She Unbelievable. We were all sitting by the pool. So like we were cool and we were, I was cooling with everybody. Like,
yeah. Just
Also
chilling, just being you.
Yeah, right.
Well, I have one more question before we get to the reunion, because you know that's the one I want to ask some questions about.
Damn,
but what is some funny behind the scene moments that we didn't necessarily get to see, like something that's like memorable to you?
Something that was funny and memorable to me, honestly, like even though a lot of people see like the comments as degrading, like we were all cracking the fuck up. Like what you guys saw wasn't even really what was said, because shit was really brutal. Like shit was really fucked up, but it was just like we knew what the environment was and what was going on. So it was all shits and giggles. But I think there was more offense taking once things were aired, because then people were actually able to conceptualize that's what's being said about your character, or you know, other people are going to see that and they're either going to run with that or they're going to have their own idea of who you are.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I can say I didn't really dislike anybody on the show, because I kind of know, not that I've ever been on a reality TV show, but I watch enough to know that they manipulate the situation. So we can be thinking this person is a bad person. And then years later, when people are not under contract, they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so was so cool. Like they just made it look like that way. And I'm like, dang.
That's literally all I was trying to tell this person who decided to say something in my comments today. And I had time today, because that's what the fuck I wanted to do. And it wasn't like we were like disrespecting each other or anything. We were really just sharing points of views. But I was really just trying to get her to open her point of view to the idea of like, you're making a huge assumption of someone's full personality from what you've seen in a 45-minute episode. That 45-minute episode literally is energy and things from a 24-hour day. If that, you got to think about the fact we still coming back. So that's hours and hours and hours. You don't know what the fuck you looking at on some shit. And she was just so certain, and I was just like, okay, all right, you got it. Whatever.
Yeah, some people you can't explain that to. It's just like they just want to see the box. They don't want to look outside the box, look underneath it, over it. They don't want to do any of that.
Yeah, have at it. You go ahead and do that under that box. I'll be outside the box.
So as far as the reunion, let's go straight into it. Cheeks. Ooh, that's a firecracker right there.
Oh,
what do you think made Cheeks so mad?
First of all, this is why I say don't fuck with Capricorns, okay? Because Capricorns are always cool. Capricorns are cool as shit. But when Capricorns get up there, it's up and it's not going no fucking where else but there. First of all, let me just say that I love Cheeks. Like with my whole dear heart. I had a couple of conversations with her like throughout filming and even after filming, where they were very like, what's the word I want to use? Just very personal. So for her, it wasn't necessarily like, oh, you know, oh my gosh, she just got drunk, so she just acting stupid. It was not this correlation of drinking alcohol and then just being bah humbuggish, you know what I mean? These are real people who are doing things outside of fucking Zeus. That's 8 to 10 hours of our day that we're getting paid, you know what I'm saying? There's other shit going on. So for her, she was cooling. I think with the whole grandmama situation, her standpoint, that shit was really real, like on some shit. Grandmama did call her the B word when we were filming and doing this shit when they started dancing. I don't know if they were instructed to dance or whatever the fuck, because I wasn't a part of that scene. But for Cheeks, it was just like, all right, you didn't have to do all that. And I think that what was happening a lot while filming was like, while we're filming and like, you know, shit's going on, people are making these choices to do things, whether that's talk shit, throw drinks, throw a pillow, call you you're making this choice to do things, and the camera's got to shut up. So I don't really know if this really how you coming or what's going on. So for me, myself personally, I'm like, you better step to me and let me know, hey, I'm finna do this, so that, because we acting, don't forget that. If you do this in real life without telling me, I'm a question you, like, you good? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So that's just how I feel about that. So yes, that was an older woman, and you know, it is a respecting your elders, but also at the same time, not all elders are respectful. There was just this video that's actually going viral. There's this video of this, she's an older woman. They're both older. There's a white lady. She was maybe, let's just give her in her 80s. And then the CNA, let's just say she was in her 50s, whatever. She's helping her, doing her job. And the white lady just spitting on her. Now, most of us, okay, well, she's an older lady, but what you gonna do? you're gonna slap the shit out of her because
no
who
comment.
Are you spitting on? You think I'm gonna sit there and just be okay with that? Like, are you dumb? I want everyone to keep that same energy when an older I'm not even gonna go there. That's just gonna be my comment on that.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna stop because I was about to go in.
That's another conversation. I'm gonna go there with you. That's why we gotta cut it right now because I'll be going for days and forget what the interview was about. Well, we did want to ask about, do you think anybody actually was on there to find love, or do you feel like how Special K announced that she was just there for a come up?
Well, here's my thing. This is why I love Special K, because when we were actually at the auditions, it was me, her, and Yodela. We were actually already talking and having conversation with other people that were there auditioning. She had actually made comments that she was gay. Like, she's like, yeah, I'm gay as shit. I have a girlfriend, da-da-da. So I'm not even putting two and two together because it's none of my business. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So when we're doing everything and blah, 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 when she ended up coming out and saying that, I was just like, yeah, like you can even just look on her, if you look on her Instagram, the way she like, you know, got her body done, the way that she left, like she's business, she's focused and she has a plan and what she was trying to do. And that's cool. We love that for her. Yeah, that's what your intention was. Hey, it worked out perfectly for you. As far as like actually looking for love, hell, I don't know. That's why I said on the show that was a question they asked on the reunion, like, who do you think wasn't? Special K, you, and whoever else. But I don't know. I think that if someone else would have won, like let's say that wasn't Yummy, they would have been open to dating Chance. I feel like I don't feel like anyone wasn't open to that idea. So I don't know.
But at the end of the day, you had like a motive. Like not you per se, but like
exactly. Like everyone else had a motive. I don't know what that may have been for me. Like I said, I was open to it. Like if he wanted to fuck with me, like cool. But for me, also, I found love because I'm friends with Chance, so I'm like it's all love for me. So it's a win for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you expect the Yummy and Yodela to be the finalists, or?
There wasn't necessarily an expectation. But also, I'm not a dummy and I can read the room. So I can be like, okay, this is who and this is who. I actually thought Believable won. Because, you know, I got eliminated way before. I had got eliminated way before. So, like, if it wasn't some drama or some bullshit, I wouldn't really hear anything or see any of them or anything like that. So it wasn't until, like, after filming was done, they were actually airing it. And I was like, I think I had odds. So I asked Believable. I was like, yeah, who even ended up winning or whatever? She was like,
yeah, because you probably couldn't find out until we found out.
Bruh. Right, exactly. I really didn't. Like, I would even go out with Stefani. We didn't even talk about like who won or anything like that.
Right.
No clue.
The crazy thing is backtracking to eliminations. When they eliminated you and then brought you back and then eliminated you again and then brought you back, I said, she better not come back again. And you came back and you were just like, you know what? All right. How did you feel about that? Because that made me so mad.
I know. I was watching reviews of like when the episodes first started airing out. There was this one young lady. I wish I remembered her name so I could give her this free promo or whatever. She was like, I was so pissed that she even did that. I don't even know why she did that. For me, like I said, as you can see, when there was shit being talked to me, I was laughing. I don't give a fuck about what's going on or what's being said to me. For me, my intention was to network, to have a good time, and to take the opportunity to just do something outside of what I was doing and just fucking exist in a different space. Like, I'm on some whole other shit. Like, fuck what y'all niggas is on. Like, I'm mentally, yeah. So it was just kind of like, all right. They were like, I first of all, I wasn't even expecting that. No one knew that was going to happen, Karen, none of that shit. So I actually was outside texting my partners like, yeah, I'm on my way. We finna eat, we finna get into like, da-da-da-da. I'm like, yes, finally I can go. Because I was actually going to New York soon and I was scared like, fuck, if I keep staying and making it, I'm not going to be able to go to New York. So, yeah, they came and they're like, all right, come back in. I'm thinking they're about to, thank you for coming, clap, all right, take your shit, let's go home. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and give you. I said, huh? You're gonna do one more what? Huh?
Right. Okay.
I said, I thought about the food I was eating for free. I thought about how I was getting picked up. I thought about the free liquor I was getting. I was like, just a nice house, a nice
free place to stay in.
I'll be back. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
That makes sense. Because I was mad because looking at it in terms of like, dang, they put her on the back burner. Like she's a second choice, second option. Like, don't play her like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, she has so much more going for her.
Yeah.
But...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why I say, like, the way it's just all point of views and it's all perspectives, because people will see that and they're like, girl, you know, he's disrespected, but it's just like I said, none of that matters because it's already been said and done. Like by that time, elimination, like I said, I just didn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I was having a good time.
Well, we are running short on time, so I just want to ask you a few more things in regards to you, not even about the show, but now that you're done with the show, you know, you got your name out there. What do you see yourself doing from here on out? Because I heard you say you had a podcast at the beginning. So talk a little about that.
I'm going to keep doing the same thing I was doing before I got there, which is continuously, you know, self-development and continuing to figure out what it is that I'm here to share with everyone so that I grow. I'm at this point where I understand that my health is going to be my wealth. And what I mean by that, my podcast, what it's about is really just unapologetic opinions about life and culture and the shit that we go through. I don't feel like, and what I learned from being on the show, and I think that's why it was important for me to have that experience, was a lot of people are very fucking superficial. And I'm so not superficial that I think that's always been my thing as I've grown into a young woman and adult, that I'm like, okay, I want to bring the Ericas, the Lauryn Hills, the real natural, like, I just want to bring that shit back and know that it's so fucking K. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking K if I decide I'm going to show up with my saggy ass pants and my fucking shit's cuffed and my hair's off because I fucking showed up. It didn't have to be here at all. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm going to keep pushing that and being able to spread that message. And, you know, if that brings me millions, cool. If not, fuck it. I just know that's what I want to be able to do. And now
either way, you're winning.
It's a win for me. Yeah. So I'm just continuously modeling, hosting, you know, brand sponsorships, doing all this other shit, just figuring out this life shit on some shit.
You think you're going to do a reality TV again or work with Zeus again?
I fucking right. I love Zeus. I don't have no issues with Zeus whatsoever. Everyone there, the whole production team, they're a hell of a good time. Yeah, I'm definitely down to do reality TV again. I think now that I actually can really have experienced the idea of like what's shown and then what's real, which means I can actually be whoever the fuck I want to be. You know what I mean? There's a character, I was just talking about this with my partner, Molly, on fucking Insecure. You know, she be fucking like this tomorrow. Molly's a whole virgin in real life. And nobody would know that because we see this character as she's always just fucking. So it's just like, man, I want to do acting. I'm trying to act like a plumb fool. I love doing that shit. So if I do it in the mirror, I can do it when the camera's on. That's all.
Yeah, well, we just want to take the time out and thank you for even giving us the opportunity to interview you and just for bringing the positive vibes. We can definitely feel it, your aura through the screen. We want to wish the best for your future endeavors. And if you can, just let people know where to follow you and where they can find that podcast.
Oh, yes. Of course. First, let me also give the gratitude. Thank you so much for having me. Don't even know why I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then we had to reschedule, but I know the universe wanted me to be able to share this. So thank you for having me on your show and taking it into consideration. If you guys would like to follow me, my personal page is Justice Jackson with 2 underscores. And my podcast page is Say Jackson with 1 underscore. I do also sell lace beads, so you guys can there's a link in both my bios on both my personal and my podcast page, so you guys can go ahead and cop some lace beads.
All righty, perfect. Well, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Okay,
thank you. You guys too. You guys be safe. Okay.
Italian Flesh.